afternoon, guys. What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be working on the daily driver tow rig. If you guys have been following along, you guys know that I have mentioned that we need to do brakes on this thing bad. This wheel specifically, the inboard pad is worn down extremely bad. So that's what we're going to be tackling today. Just a easy, quick video. Nothing too crazy, nothing too in-depth today. We're just going to get this job done. I'm going to go over the products that I bought for this job and kind of why I went that route. But we do need to get this done. Muscle Man Andy Savage is going to come by to help us bleed the brakes, the front ones anyway. We're going to be replacing the front calipers as well because it is Snap-on Ryan's birthday today. So we got a dinner planned for him. Actually, it's a surprise dinner, but we got to get that done. But I figured it was a nice, easy day to try and get this done. Now, me and Mark, our man Mark, we did actually take a look at the front end the other day. If you guys have been following along, you guys know that I mentioned as well that we're going to be needing to do some front end work to this thing. So when I did that, I was by myself, not really a great time when you really could use two hands. We were here the other night, we checked it out top to bottom. Looks like all of my tie rod joints, which I do actually have the 08 and up heavy duty steering, kind of like how the 05 here we did. So that's already been done on this truck, and that is all still good. I do have some play in my upper ball joints, but my wheel bearings I totally forgot about, and you can even see when we take the tires off, the hubs have actually been done not all that long ago. I totally just forgot about that, but it looks like we're going to be able to, which all that stuff still has to get pulled apart, but it looks like we'll just be able to do just ball joints and we'll be in good shape as opposed to replacing every little thing in there. But the brakes just cannot wait any longer. I've been actually waiting for them to start grinding and they haven't, which is good. I'm thankful for that. But anyway, let's get started on the video today. What we have, like I mentioned, is there's two, but a set of front calipers unloaded. We have our own pads here, which are a nice heavy duty pad that I've used before in the past, and some rotors. Now these are made by StopTech from a company that StopTech owns. I'm not exactly sure. Now, I believe the company PowerStop, and I always forget this name, but PowerStop, the whole kit that you can get with the pads, rotors, and calipers that are all powder coated red, nice and fancy, that was basically my second option. The reason I decided to not go that route is for a couple reasons. The calipers are not really upgraded calipers. If you read their website, as far as what I can understand, they're just regular reman calipers, just like any other top of line reman caliper. They're the same as those. They're just powder coated red, which red doesn't really go real well with the theme of the truck. So I was going to end up painting them black anyway. So there's no real reason to get calipers from them. The other reason I kind of like doing calipers a little localish, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when something goes wrong. If you have a new caliper hang up or something doesn't quite, something goes wrong, you can go run to the store, they'll have the same one, they'll have it, or can get it the next day, as opposed to dealing with customer service, and sometimes that's not a pain. That's the ultimate goal of any company, is to not have any hassle when you do have a problem. But nevertheless, always an afterthought in my mind. It's like, I don't want to deal with that. I just want to deal with my local auto parts store. I have a good relationship with. I get a discount from them, so it's just easier to kind of do it that way. So that's the whole reason why I tend to lean towards that stuff. The other reason, on the rotor side of things, these rotors, as you can see, have really nice, I don't know if they're painted or powder coated, I'm not really exactly sure, probably painted because you can kind of see they're not, but these are nice and painted. Now if you look at the StopTech, or the PowerStop rotors, I'm not sure if the whole thing is coated or if they're not coated at all. Maybe some of you guys that own them can tell me, but I like the fact that these have the black coating on them so they don't rust and look like crap. Mr. No Boost, who I keep hating to reference because he's not here to make fun of, but he had brakes done on his truck and they used some lower quality rotors that weren't, and these things literally started surface rusting the next day, which I don't like. It looks like crap. So we went with these, a little bit of a performance upgrade with the slotting in them. They're not drilled, so they're not anything too crazy, but will be an upgrade. The pads, like I mentioned, are just a heavy duty upgraded pad that should serve us well, and these already come painted, powder coated, whatever you want to call them, black. So those should do very, very, very well. So that's what we're going to get started on. We're going to get started on the rear get those all done. Hopefully the calipers collapse nice and easy on those, and then we'll tackle the front and wait for our man Andy to come help us bleed these out. Alrighty guys, so we're not going to beat this to death all that much. There is 2 bolts right here. There's one up top, and then there's one right on the bottom here. That will undo the top part of your caliper. That is a 13 millimeter, and then back here is the caliper bracket, I believe, if I can feel it correctly. There's 2 of them right back here. Definitely one right up here, and then there's one on the bottom. Those are a 21. That will allow you to take off all of your caliper. We did run into one little snafu already on this side. As you can see, we have it all apart, but I've been playing with this for the last while, and the reason why these brakes probably look so good, as you can see, the pad looks like it's in really good shape. Do have the typical ridge right here, but the pins on this caliper are frozen solid. I've tried beating them, whacking them, and the slides are just, just whack the camera. The slides are just in very bad shape, and I know a lot of people take them out, kind of rebuild them, but for the price of calipers for this thing, I'd just rather not deal with the issues down the road of this slide or the other slide, or who knows what the other side looks like. I'm just going to get new calipers. We're already this far doing pads and rotors, even though these really don't look that bad, but we're going to continue to take apart the rest of that side and continue moving forward. Definitely dealing with that, trying to go run and grab new calipers is going to set us back on time frame. So who knows if we're going to get this done today or not. Alrighty guys, more great news pulling this side apart here, but is to be expected with 200,000 miles on the truck. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but you can see the wetness a little bit on the shoes, a bunch back there, and definitely all inside the rotor. Now that is from a seal on the back side of this hub here. There's a oil seal that is on the back side that is known for leaking and causing problems. You basically have to pull the bolts out of the axle here. The axles will slide out, and then you'll see a nut and a retainer, which I have done on the other side, that will show you guys, and then that pretty much pulls out. Here is the bare assembly, the spindle, and you can kind of see right back here, that's where the seal rides, and you can see it's wet back there as well. So this is the backside of said hub, and you can see the seal is just kind of pressed into the outside of that. The bearings kind of ride in there and just kind of get soaked in the oil. That's the one from the front side, just letting it kind of drain out in this bucket so we don't make a mess. But we're gonna need seals on these hubs as well before we put the new brakes on, as well as the calipers. So I need to go run to the parts store. It does look like the shoes are actually in very good shape. At this point, there's really no need. I can actually still see some labeling. I can't remember, because we went through a period of not driving this thing for a while, but before that, we'll make sure the star wheels are adjusting properly and good, and if they're in good shape, who knows, we'll leave them, we'll replace them. I'm not really sure, but at this point we definitely need the seals. Hopefully the seals are not too much of a hassle to find, and we are now creeping up on our deadline of time to go out for Snap-on Ryan's birthday. So who knows what we will get done. Maybe we will take the front end apart, make sure we don't see anything there. Now I do know the other thing I'm going to try and look for. You can see the pinion seal there on the front is actually weeping a little bit as well. So 200,000 miles later, this is what you can expect. Not the end of the world, just more maintenance orientated stuff. I'd much rather be putting turbos and injectors and performance stuff in, but this is the game. One last thing to mention too here as well. Obviously, since we're this far into the rear and stuff like that, we're gonna end up changing out the rear end gear fluid with some AMSOIL stuff. I do need to change the front and the transmission as well. So I'm gonna tackle that at least while we're back here, get that checked off the list. Days like these, we're gonna need a full strength. So right now we are currently waiting on the wife to come pick us up. She was at a doctor's appointment, and then we can go run to Napa to see what we got. Hopefully they're gonna say, yes, we have everything. Yes, it's the correct part. And there she is. Look at her, she's already jumped in the passenger seat, requiring me to drive. Let's grab our monster. Let's get out of here. Let's go get some parts. Hello.
I told you.
Can you hold the camera? I need to lock the door. All right, I'm going to buy a beater or a new truck. Which one?
I don't know what to tell you.
Alrighty guys, currently back at the shop. They did happen to have the right rear seals. Whenever I go somewhere and tearing it apart, if you know you're not going to be able to drive it anymore, it's always a good idea to take it apart and measure the old seal. So we measured the old seal, that way we could double check them, make sure this is the correct part number. So I'm pretty sure that this is the correct part number. That's the Napa one. I don't know because I didn't take the front apart, but I'm hoping that this is the correct front pinion seal. And then we're pretty much good to go. We got some gear fluid, stuff for the rear brakes, and we're running out of time here, but I do want to try and get some more stuff done. I'm just gonna jack up the front end, put some more jack stands underneath the front, get those wheels off, and that way we're ready to go for tomorrow. Hopefully get this thing cranked out and done. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the plan for the rest of this evening. Alrighty boys, we are complete with the teardown of the front and the rear. We are good to go. Got the front brakes all situated. Extremely rusty on the inside of this rotor. Did not want to come around the circumference of the wheel bearing there, but Mr. E-Swing here took care of that. Got that off, so that's good to go. We're ready to clean that up, get all that, maybe throw a little paint in there and get that situated, get the new brakes on. Got this side apart as well. We are pretty much ready to clean this up, get our new seal in, throw that back on, and then put our brakes on. So not a terrible job. All the bearings look good. Don't see any signs of anything funny there, but pretty much good to go. This side, like I was telling you guys, the driver's side, also found one more terrible thing here. We are just getting beat up. You see right in there, let me see if you can see underneath. Oh. You see that? You see that crack right there? Dang mirror is cracked. I don't even know how it cracks there, but this is what the inside of this rotor looked like. Look at how that thing was bad. Terrible shape. I don't even know when the last time we even did brakes, but check this out. I think we got our life out of that pad. Yeah, I think we were like a couple stops away from grinding that one, but nevertheless, we'll get her fixed up. Good to go. Get all that cleaned up. That side you already saw torn down, so not bad for a couple hours. This is normally not a super time-consuming job. If I had like a full day, this would have been done if I already knew I already had the parts, but running out to get the parts, still working the normal job, coming to do this after that, so not really a terrible job, but just working with the time that I have. That's pretty much it for this evening. That is going to pretty much wrap up this video, seeing that we got to go hang out with Mr. Snap-on Ryan, have a good time. We're going to have a good time tonight. It's going to be awesome. Happy birthday to him again, like I said a million times, but that's going to do it. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll get this wrapped up. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. See ya.